All right.
What's your name?
Carlos.
Carlos, go ahead and have a seat, Carlos.
All right, Carlos, I'm Detective Oliver. I'm the one that spoke with you on the phone. This is my partner, Detective Ward. What I'd like to do is talk with you for a few minutes about a case that I have. What I'd like to do is ask for your permission to record the conversation. That way we both know what was said and nothing gets misconstrued or anything down the way. Would that be okay with you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Will I have your permission to do that?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Can you spell your first name for me?
Carlos.
Do you have a middle initial, Carlos?
A.
And your last name?
Jaime hyphenated MCDOUGALL.
Okay. What is your birthday, sir?
2594.
And how old are you?
Gonna be 22. I'm
20.
21.
You're 21 right now?
Yes.
Oh, so
I'll be
yeah.
22 February.
Okay, very
2
good.
more months.
What is your current address, sir?
We just moved 2222 West Riverside Avenue, I think.
Okay.
Apartment A.
Okay. All right. This conversation is completely voluntary. You don't have to talk to me at all. You're free to leave at any time. You don't have to answer any questions. If you want to talk to me and somewhere along the way you say, I don't want to talk to you anymore, you are free to leave at any time. Okay?
Mhm.
Do you understand that?
Yep.
Okay. What I'd also like to do, just so that you know that you don't have to talk to me, is just read you your constitutional rights. Just so that you know them. They're there.
Oh, I hate those things.
Okay? And that way we're all protected and you understand that you can leave at any time. Would that be okay, Carlos? Okay. All right. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to talk to an attorney at this time. And before any questioning, excuse me, let me read that again. I confused that. You have the right to talk to an attorney at this time and before answering any questions. You have the right to have your attorney present during the questioning. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you without cost before any questioning if you so desire. Do you understand these rights, Carlos?
Yes. There's a light bulb out.
Well, thank you for letting us know that. I appreciate that. With these rights in mind, do you want to answer my questions?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Would you initial by your responses to yes on both, and then the date and the time and your signature, please, sir?
Do I need all my initials or?
However you normally do it, sir.
Okay. And
Then your signature, or it says
Yeah.
sign. Yes, sir.
whoops. And then
The date is December 3rd.
12/3.
Yes, sir. 12/3/15. And do you know the time, sir?
I don't. I took my watch off. I'm sure it's about 9:45.
9:52.
Perfect. And our location is 1427 West Gardner.
1427 West.
Thank you, Carlos. Okay. I've never met you before. I don't think I've ever, other than talking with you on the phone. Would you tell me a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and just a little bit?
Born and raised here.
In Spokane?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Where did you go to school?
Oh, almost all over the place.
Okay. Where did you graduate?
Never graduated.
Okay.
Trying to get my GED.
Good for you.
But I mostly went to Holmes Elementary over on the west side here.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So that's where I know most of my friends and
Okay.
stuff from.
Oh, very nice. Do you have family here? Is your family in Spokane as well, or?
Yeah, but I don't talk to them.
Okay.
My girlfriend and my daughter have restraining order, or anti-harassment restraining order, I believe, on my sister
Hmm.
because she's been calling her work, saying that just harassing her, trying to get her fired, got us involved with CPS.
Okay.
So,
So you got a lot of different dynamics going on right
yeah,
now? Okay.
it's just been chaotic all over the place.
Okay. Do you work or what are you doing right
No,
now?
I take care of my little daughter right now.
Okay.
Because my girlfriend works. She's at work right now.
Okay. So right now you have a daughter at home with you.
Mhm.
How old's your daughter?
She'll be 6 months in 3 days.
Really?
Yeah, 3 days.
Oh.
On the
What's
6th.
her name?
Donna,
Donna. Oh, that's a cute name. How did you come up with that name?
my grandma.
Really?
Yeah.
Very nice.
She passed away when I was 18. So,
I'm sorry. Well, that was a very nice way to remember her, though.
yeah.
Good. Okay. And who is your girlfriend?
Christina,
Christina. Is that with a C or a K?
CH.
Okay. And is that Donna's mother?
Yes.
Okay. What's Christina's last name?
Smith.
Okay. Who did you come with today?
That's my best friend. I've known her since elementary school.
Really?
Yeah,
You got some close ties. That's good.
and she's with me almost all the time anyway, so.
Very nice. What's her first name?
Michelle.
Michelle. Well, that was nice of Michelle to come. It's good to have friends. What's Michelle's last name?
Rudder.
Pardon?
Rudder.
Rudder.
Rutter.
Okay. All right. So, how long have you been living on Riverside? When did you guys move?
It's been about going on 2 months, I want to say.
That's kind of in the
I want to say we moved in on the 16th
Okay.
of October.
Okay. The phone number that I
Pretty
reached
sure.
you at, is that the best phone number to get a hold of you?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's mine. It's little cheap, what is it? The little Tanaphones or whatever they give you.
Do they work pretty good? Sometimes?
Not really.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
It's like you get mostly static, so that's why I ask, what did you say or
Oh.
what, you know? Because
Gotcha.
I really can't hear that well. It's too much static.
Okay. Okay.
Not like the Androids or anything.
Okay. All right. So right now you're with Christina. You guys have a child in common. Okay. Tell me about Sabrina.
What about her?
It's my understanding you guys have a daughter. Is that correct?
Isabella?
Okay. Tell me. Oh, you
My
got her
first
name
tattoo.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
turned 19 and I got it.
Oh.
And her middle name's Stars, so I got Stars.
Well, that's very nice. I like that. So were you guys ever married, just dating, or tell me about your relationship?
Never married.
Okay.
We were dating for about, what was it, a year and a half, I want to believe.
Okay.
Something like that. But within like 6 months, she got pregnant with Bella.
Okay.
And it was a rough road.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, she was living with her grandma. Then with her mom, she filed rape charges against her mom's boyfriend, which is Michael Tucker. And she was telling me every time she had to go to see her mom, she'd have to drop the charges, go in, talk to detectives, say she lied about these charges, he didn't touch her, and all this and that. I'm like, wait, what? She's like, yeah, and because she wanted us to go move over there while she was pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, why? Didn't the guy rape you that's with your mom? She's like, yeah, but we can make it work. She wants us to live over there, and it didn't work.
Okay. Okay. Where was Bella born?
OMAC Hospital. I don't know the name of it.
Okay, that's okay. And how old is she right now?
She's gonna be 5 the 29th
Of what month?
this month.
Of December 29th?
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
crazy.
So she was born in Omak.
Mhm.
Were you guys living in Omak at the time then? Is that...
Well, she moved back to OMAC like a month before she had Bella.
Okay.
And then she called me. She's like, I want you to move back to OMAC and help me out with our daughter because I'm moving back, living with my grandma. I was like, okay, I'll move back. So I told my mom, she's like, all right, let's go. Pack up, let's go. So we moved over there, staying in a hotel room
Okay.
that was locked 2 blocks, I want to say, from Sabrina's house.
How long did you stay there? How long did you guys stay in Omak?
She lived there until just recently. I was going back and forth, off and on, from Omak to here to Idaho and back.
Okay.
But she lived in Omak most of her life.
When did Sabrina move out of Omak? When did she move to Spokane?
2013, I want to say. It's either 13 or 2014.
Okay, that's okay. What kind of, do you guys have a parenting plan with Isabella at all?
There's supposed to be one in place.
Have you ever seen it? Have you ever like physically read it or seen it?
When we were both living in Omak, yes, there was one set in Omak, but since she moved over here and everything, she never sent one or went over there to say, hey, I need to file another parenting plan because I moved to a different
Oh, because you're in
county.
a different county. Okay. What did the one in Omak say?
Supervised visits for once a month.
Okay. For how long?
For 4 or 5 hours,
Okay.
I'm gonna say. Something like that.
Did you see your daughter? Did you get to see her much after she was born, or?
For about the first 6 months.
Okay.
I was, because we were dating, and then me and Sabrina stopped dating. She found a new boyfriend, and before she went to go meet him, she came over with me. She came over so I could see my daughter one last time,
Okay.
and then she left. I told her don't do it because I knew his family and his last name. She got beat by him. And in front of Isabella. So, and she never told me that until we started talking again.
Okay.
That was like a year later, after we had no contact already dropped.
Okay. So now that you've been in Spokane, you guys are both in Spokane. From the time that Sabrina moved here, how often have you seen your daughter?
Well, when Sabrina first moved here,
Mhm.
not that often.
Okay.
And then she broke up with her ex-boyfriend now, Antonio.
Okay.
And let's see, she was staying in a shelter because she was trying to get up on the Salvation Army housing, I believe.
Okay.
And so she was staying in the shelter, I think a domestic violence shelter, and she was always coming over to my house every day because it was, I think, summertime or wintertime. Close to winterish it was. And she was always coming over to my house. We were hanging out. She let me see my daughter and just made me happy.
Good.
Every time I see her, I love seeing her.
Good.
She gets a big smile. She acts so shy once she first sees me. After a while, she's like just,
Yeah.
I know you, but
I know
I'm not
that look.
saying nothing.
Sure.
I'm like, come give me a hug. She's like,
Oh.
no. And I come closer, because here's her mom, here's me, and then here's her, like, behind her mom.
Sure.
I walk, she go up to her mom, hide, look, see if I'm getting closer, then, yeah. I just love her.
That's sweet. Tell me about her personality. Bella's.
I don't know about her personality. She's happy, she's
Okay.
outgoing.
Okay. What does she
brings
like?
joy in my life. She likes Dora. What
Okay.
else did she say she likes? She said she liked Bubble Guppies.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Yep.
Daniel Tiger. She loves Daniel Tiger.
Daniel Tiger. Okay.
And I think Sabrina said she watched, going through now the 3rd time of all the seasons of Dragon Tales.
Okay. Very good.
So she loves those too. She's pretty high advanced for her age, I know.
Pretty
that.
smart,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Is she in preschool or anything like that? You know.
I think she goes to daycare downtown.
Okay.
Yeah. Last I knew, that's where she went.
Okay. What is your relationship with Sabrina like? I mean, I know you guys aren't together, but I mean, do you guys get along? Do you guys argue? I mean, what?
Well, there's times that me and her could butt heads and, just like
Absolutely.
not talk at all. But other than that, her and my girlfriend became really close. Since the time that she moved over here, they became like best friends.
Okay.
And they're like two peas in a pod, basically.
Okay. There you go. If you had to guess, just in the last year, so if you kind of go back in the last year, how long or how often have you seen your daughter? Once a month, once a week?
It really varied
Okay.
on Sabrina.
Okay.
Because there's days she'd be like, hey, you want your daughter? She saying she misses you and wants to see you. Yeah, hell yeah, I'll take her. Why not?
Okay.
If it was a nice day, I'd take her out to the park because we live 4 blocks away from the park.
Sure.
And she loves riding her bike.
Would
I
she
got
ever
her-
let you take her overnight? Did she let you do overnights at all?
A few times, yeah.
Okay.
But not really. She gets lonely at night, Sabrina does, so she likes to have somebody there with her.
Sure.
It's just one of her, how do you say it, her security things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. It's my understanding that Sabrina made a phone call to you. And she had some concerns about some statements that Bella made.
Mm-hmm.
Would you tell me about that phone call?
Shocked me.
What did she say to you?
Bella said that I was touching her.
Okay.
And I wouldn't do that.
Okay.
That's my fucking daughter. I know, I know how it is. Almost every girl I dated got raped, has been touched or something, like Sabrina. My current girlfriend now, in her past, she's been raped. I know how they are. I know what it's like. I wouldn't put my daughter through that. One day, I think it was after daycare, I picked her up. She did not use the bathroom whatsoever until about 11:30, 11 o'clock at night. She comes out, Dad, I got blood in my panties. I'm like, wait, what? She's like, I got blood in my panties. I'm like, no, you don't. Yeah, you do. She's like, yeah, I do, look. And she pulls them up, like she tries to cup them up like this, like how you would a shirt this way.
Mm-hmm.
But she did it backwards, like,
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, and it was dark, I couldn't see. My daughter was sleeping. My girlfriend was sleeping right next to me. I'm like, babe, hold on, let me see something. I go in the light. I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, and then she didn't flush her toilet. She's like, yeah, Dad, look, there's blood in the toilet. I got blood in the toilet too. I looked down, I'm like, whoa, what's going on? I thought she started her, lady thing.
Mm-hmm.
But then I woke up my girlfriend. I was like, babe, something's wrong with Isabella. She's like, what do you mean? I was like, get up now. She's bleeding. So she's like, wait, what? Like all dazed out. I was like, Bella is bleeding down there. Get up and go look. So she's like, really? I was like, yeah. I was like, something's wrong with her. That's not supposed to be happening. Go check her out. See what's wrong. She goes in the bathroom and sees what's wrong, and then she was just bleeding, and it stopped like 5 minutes later. I don't know how it was, but that blood looked like it was there for all day long. Like, I don't know, it stopped, started, or something. But
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
looks like it was a fresh little patch of blood up on her panties.
Okay.
It freaked me out. I was scared. I didn't know what to do.
Did you
Because
take
for
her to
one-
the doctors?
Well, I don't know if I could, because for one, ever since we got the parenting plan, I'm not allowed to take her to the doctors. I'm not supposed to do this with her. Sabrina has to do everything.
Is she considered the full custodial
Mhm.
parent? Okay.
So, and I told Sabrina, told her, you need to take her to the doctor. She's like, why? I was like, Bella's been bleeding. She was bleeding down there.
Okay.
I was like, you call Christina. I had her checked. She was bleeding down there when she came over to my house. And she's like, no, she wasn't. No, she wasn't. I was like, yes, she was, Sabrina.
When do you think this was, if you had to think back? What month or when do you think it was?
November.
Of this year?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you know if Sabrina ever took her to the doctors? For
I
that?
have no idea.
For that? Okay.
But then a couple days later, it happened again.
Okay.
And it was happening every time I get her back from Sabrina, or she come from Sabrina's house.
Okay.
And I know Sabrina, she hangs her out. She's bragging around that she hangs out with the guy that sells oil. His name's Kevin Rounds. He sells oil. Well, his older brother sells oil, and I guess he got this big black chick working out on Sprague for him. And she just was going off and saying how fun it is and with them and all this.
What is oils? I don't know what that
It's
is.
Higher potency of THC.
Oh.
It's a
Hashish.
kind of but not really. It's it's like a honey oil, you know.
What do they
So-
do with it? I have no idea.
You could dab it. There's oil rigs you could dab it up out of, or you could put it like hashish over your weed and smoke it out of a bowl with
Makes
up on
it
your weed.
stronger. It makes it.
Well, oil is about 97% THC,
Oh.
so it's almost the purest form of THC you could get.
Oh, okay. If you looked at the calendar, when do you think Sabrina called you about what Bella had said? When was that?
It's not in there.
So today is December 3rd. When do you think that was?
Let's see, the power went out then. I want to say it was sometime in these 2 weeks, but I don't know which day it was.
So the first or second week of November, would that be? Okay. Do you remember what time of day she called you? Was it in the morning, the afternoon, after dinner?
I think it was about noontime. 11 or 12-ish.
Okay. From the best that you can remember, and I know it's been a little while, what exactly did she tell you? What were the words that she said, you know?
That Bella said I was touching her.
Did she say in what way, or, I mean...
Mm-mm. She never told me. I was like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? She's like, Bella's just saying you're touching her. You're touching her down there. I'm like, no, I'm not. She knows me better than that. I have multiple people around me that confirm, you know, there's not one chance that I'm left alone with my daughter without somebody being with me. Just because of the fact, I told her, I'm afraid to change, when she was younger, I'm afraid to change her diaper. Why? Because I might get accused of something. Just the way I wipe her, you know, I might get accused about touching her wrong. I don't want that.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, oh, okay, yeah, that's understandable. And then I was telling her, if I have her, I'm the best believe there's always going to be somebody with me. And there's always have been. There's not once I'm left alone with my daughter. And for that to happen, it shocks me, pisses me off, especially if they're saying it's me. There's no way in hell. I got, you know, so many people that are around me. I had roommates that were living with me when I had my daughter. I took her up to the park with their son. They went with me. There's no way in hell that I could be touching my daughter. And yeah, just pissed me off.
Okay. After that initial phone call, did you and Sabrina talk anymore after that?
No, I was supposed to get her that day too,
Okay.
but never did.
So you haven't seen her since then?
Nope.
When's the last time you think you saw your daughter, if you can remember back?
right before the lights went out, so about the second week.
Okay.
No.
So around that same time
Yeah,
period?
about the same time. Because she called me a day or 2 days after I just gave Bella back.
Okay.
Or no, dropped her off at daycare.
Okay.
Because if I'd have her overnight, I'd take her to daycare in the morning, drop her off, and then go about my day.
Okay.
And Sabrina would tell me if I was going to pick her up or if she was going to pick her up. But usually Sabrina picked her up.
Okay. Detective?
You had mentioned about the child custody agreement or the parenting plan,
Mm-hmm.
and you'd said that you weren't allowed to take her to the hospital.
Yeah. She made it to where in the statement that I couldn't take her to no doctor's appointments. I couldn't take her.
And maybe that's that may be that she's entrusted with the primary care of the child, but certainly if you see blood or a broken bone, you can take her to the hospital, right?
I have no idea. That's why,
If your daughter broke her leg and it was obviously broken,
Yeah, I know
would you
that.
take her to the
Yeah, I would.
okay? And if she's bleeding from her vagina, would you take her to the hospital?
If I don't have a way, I can't make it.
Okay,
Because I'm busting it.
you have a phone, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you could probably call for an ambulance or.
But I don't have her medical cards. They want medical cards. When you take your child to doctors, they want to say, okay, she's insurance, right? Yeah. Well, do you have her insurance card? No, I don't.
So you
There's no way that they
let her
could.
bleed.
She didn't bleed. How is she
Well, I'm
bleed?
sorry. I thought you said she was bleeding.
She was bleeding, but then she stopped, I said. Did you not hear that? I said she was
Right.
bleeding, and then my girlfriend checked, and she slowly stopped.
I see. Okay.
And then a couple days later, it came up again to where she was bleeding.
I see. Okay. You know, we interviewed your daughter. I had her forensically interviewed. She's a very bright.
Yeah,
girl.
she is.
Very, very proud of her. Very bright.
She gets it from, I was a 4.0 grade average student
Okay.
in, not college, I'd say, but elementary and middle school.
Are you aware of what she said specifically?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Sabrina never told me nothing.
Okay, well, it's just so that you're aware, when children sit down with a forensic interviewer, they sit them down. They're able to determine whether or not they know the difference between a truth and a lie, the moral consequences of telling a lie, and also the difference between, or the distinction between fantasy and reality. And when the child can navigate all three of those things, that they're able to really discuss what's going on. They're what we call a court-validated person. They can
Mhm.
testify in court. And in that conversation, your daughter outlines how that she's afraid to go see you now because of the way you touch her. And she described very specifically how you touched her. That's what she said. She also explained that you touched her on her vagina. That she explained that you put your penis on top of her, you put your penis inside of her, and that when you ejaculated in certain places in the house in front of her.
No.
Okay?
I have a girlfriend. Why would I need a...
And then they asked her about that too, and they said, well, all this happened either while she was either sleeping or while she was someplace else outside of the house. And it's interesting. I mean, the child's very articulate.
Yeah.
I mean, very articulate.
And she knows that there's people around me constantly.
And so we had her medically examined, because you know that, when someone leaves something, I mean, they have skin cells,
Mhm.
epithelials, and we're able to extract DNA from there. So it's not uncommon for parents to touch a child on the vagina to do diapers and hygienic,
Mhm.
but it wouldn't be right, or you wouldn't find someone's epithelial cells inside a child's vagina, would you?
What?
What I'm saying is, skin cells from a finger or something, you wouldn't find that inside of a vagina, right?
No.
Okay. And so we had her examined that way. Okay. So would we find your DNA inside of her vagina?
You shouldn't.
No, I know we shouldn't, and I know you've said here that you wouldn't touch your daughter inappropriately, and that would never happen. That's all future tense. I haven't heard you say I didn't do that.
I never have.
Okay.
And I have said I'd never have touched her, and I never would touch her.
You said you never would, but you said you didn't say you never had. So we're not going to find your skin cells.
No.
Okay.
Because I would not touch my fucking daughter like that.
Okay. And so, and a lot of people don't give us credit for doing a really good job.
I know, but it's just irritating me that,
Well, it might
I
irritate
love
you.
my daughter to death. I would do
And you
anything.
should be very proud that we're asking these questions and that we're
I
trying to
am.
protect your daughter, no matter if it's you or if it's somebody else. So it might not even surprise you that if while you're down here talking to us, there aren't people maybe doing a search warrant on your house to swab the places where she said that you had spilled your semen on the floor. Now, would we find semen in those spots where she specifically said you did it?
I don't know where exactly specifically she said it was at. But when I'm
if
home,
she says he masturbated right here,
I can tell you this: when I'm home alone, I do it by myself when there's nobody around me. I'm
But
home
don't you
alone.
think an investigator would have given her a sheet of paper and said, draw us a map of your house? And she's very articulate.
I'm telling you
And
this.
if she would have said, just listen to me for a second, nobody's beating you up
Carlos,
here.
it's okay.
It's okay.
I know, I'm telling you, I do jack off in certain places. I could stand there and be watching porn up on my
That's
fucking
fine.
phone,
But what I'm
walking around.
saying is, what are the chances of there being semen in a place where she says it's going to be if she hadn't observed it?
I don't know.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
So I'm asking you, are we going to find semen in the exact places?
I don't know exact spots that she said, so how am I going to know where exactly you're going to find them or you're not going to find them at that?
Then the only other thing...
Because I can tell you, I have busted all over my floor. There is going to be some up on there, but I don't know
but
exactly
not
where at.
everywhere.
Not everywhere.
Okay. But in the places where she said that she
I don't
saw-
know where she said.
But if I do know that...
Well, if you do, then I don't know.
Okay.
But I know where I busted up at. I don't know where she told you.
Okay. What would help us, though, is if you provided us a DNA sample. Would you do that?
No.
Why not?
Why should I? She's my DNA right there.
No. I'm talking about matching you with the skin cells we might have found inside of her and matching you with the semen.
I want a lawyer. You guys are pissing me off.
Okay.
I'm
All right.
leaving too. You guys. Oh.
Fair enough.
To the left, Carlos.
Yeah, I know. Get me a lawyer and then I'll talk to you guys.
Alrighty.